I would pray morning after morning, Lord, show me, clear up my doubts, clear up the struggles that I'm having. As I have gone through ministry for so many years, I have found that there are wonderful high points, but there are also low points. And sometimes those low points can be really, really difficult. And you look around and you wonder, where is God? Well, that's what happened to me. I've been in the ministry for maybe 38 or 39 years. And I hit two situations. One situation was, after all those years, my wife and I decided we'd like to build a house, which building a house together is like tantamount to a divorce. It's very difficult. At the same time, I had difficulties in my ministry. I got a new boss, and he had a totally different idea. And so I took it to the nth degree. I felt like, oh, they don't care about me, they don't like me, they don't know what I do. You know, it was all my internal stuff. It wasn't true, but it was all my internal stuff coupled with the money, and it just got worse and worse. And I got more despondent. I must admit, I did not respond, I guess, the way you're supposed to. I didn't respond in faith, whatever. I just got more discouraged. I didn't have the money to pay for the house, the overruns. I didn't know if I was in God's will or not. I think I became depressed, but I never put it in terms like that. And I'd sit in my office trying to write on a talk or whatever, and I just sit there and look at the paper, look at the Bible. It just became all blurry in my heart. And I'd cry out to God, Lord, how am I going to handle this? I don't know. I didn't know how to handle this. And I got to tell you this, we moved into the house. I didn't know where the money was going to come to pay. I knew there were cost overruns. And I said, honey, I have the answer, the solution to all of our problems. And that is that I die. Because if I die, you'll get money from the insurance to pay off this house, and you'll get another husband, because I'm not a very good one. That's a low I got in my life. And at the same time, God was blessing the ministry. You know, the few things that I was able to do, God was blessing those things. And I couldn't put this all together. I was so confused inside. And I started to study all the doubts in the Bible. A lot of people doubted God all through the scriptures. Even his closest friends doubted him. So I felt pretty good. I mean, I got all these doubters. Hey, I'm one of them. But the thing that got me was that God did not reject them because they asked questions. I began to realize that even though I was going through such difficulties, so many doubts, that God was not against me. He was not rejecting me, that he still had something for me. That was huge in my life. I would pray morning after morning, Lord, show me, clear up my doubts, clear up the struggles that I'm having. So God, you've got to help me work through this in my life. You've got to help me, Father, to come out of the pit of despondency. You know, there are a lot of people in the Bible that went through the pit of despondency. A lot of people had their desert experiences like Paul or like Elijah. I never could empathize with them. Now I can empathize. Now my soul was connected to these people in the scriptures that went through such difficulty. Where is God? Jonah in the belly of the whale. And I realized, you know, no matter how low I get, there is the grace of God underneath me. I've told people, I have looked over the edge of the abyss and I've seen the grace of God. That's it. It is the grace of God. Because at any time you could have cut the string and I'd been destroyed. That's how delicate I was. It took me 2.5 years to go through this. It is better to get out in the open, to talk about it, to seek for help, to learn how to walk through this thing, knowing that God's grace is always there for you. Wow, it was like liberation, because God's grace is right there at the edge of the abyss. He could pull you back. You trust him. The grace of God is sufficient, no matter what you're facing.